Listen carefully. Stop for a moment. Before you decide anything, watch this. This story didn't start today. Something here doesn't add up. What the world celebrated as success was quietly built on exhaustion. And BTS's world tour made that impossible to ignore. Eyes PNAHAN PNONTON 2060 DTIK. Pay attention to what happened next. This part matters. Don't miss this detail. What you're about to hear changes everything. Because behind every sold-out stadium, there was a cost no headline talked about. And once BTS showed it, the illusion started to crack. Direct hit focus and ARAHCERITA, MENIT14. Focus on this part. Look at this closely. Here, what most people overlooked. This wasn't a coincidence. BTS's world tour looked perfect from the outside. Lights, crowds, history being made every night. But perfection has a price. Flights with no recovery time. Performances stacked back to back. Bodies adjusting to new time zones. While expectations never slowed down. And for the first time, fans didn't just see idols. They saw humans. They heard voices that sounded tired. They saw pauses that felt heavy. They felt emotions that didn't come from choreography. That wasn't weakness. That was honesty. And honesty is dangerous. To a system built on silence. MENIT46, TITIKRETAK. Pause for a moment. Let that sink in. Sit with that for a second. Think about this carefully. K-pop was never designed for rest. It was designed for momentum. Constant presence. Relentless output. BTS didn't break the system. They simply reached a scale where the system could no longer hide its limits. Global fame doesn't forgive exhaustion. It multiplies it. MENIT68, BBAN Yang TIDAK TRLHAT. Here's the part that hurts. BTS could speak up. They could pause. They could choose honesty. Most idols can't. For every group touring the world now, there are expectations to smile through pain, to perform through fatigue, to stay grateful no matter the cost. And fans rarely see the aftermath. The silence after the lights turn off. The bodies that don't recover fast enough. The pressure that doesn't disappear when the stage does. MENIT 810, RELITS Yang TIDAK NYMAN. Look at what BTS did next. They didn't pretend everything was fine. They didn't hide the weight. They acknowledged it. And that moment changed everything. Because it proved something powerful. Fans don't leave when idols rest. They stay. What they reject is a system that treats exhaustion as normal. MENIT 1012, pause EMOSI. Pause for a moment. Let that sink in. Sit with that for a second. Think about this carefully. If the biggest group in the world felt this pressure, what about everyone else? MENIT 1214, PNUTUP EMOSONAL. BTS's world tour wasn't just a triumph. It was a warning. A reminder that success should not demand sacrifice. Without protection, that global fame means nothing. If it comes at the cost of humanity, K-pop is standing at a crossroads. It can keep pushing harder, or it can finally change. BTS didn't expose this problem by speaking loudly. They did it by being honest. And sometimes, honesty is the most disruptive force of all. Now look ahead. This is where the story becomes heavier. Because BTS's world tour didn't just reveal a problem in the present. It raised a question about the future. What happens to idols who debut tomorrow? In a system that already struggles to protect the biggest group in the world, the dream hasn't changed. Train harder. Perform better. Go global. But the cost keeps rising. Longer tour. Shorter breaks, higher expectations from every direction at once. And when exhaustion appears, it's often labeled as weakness. Not a warning, not a system failure, just something to push through. MENIT 1921, FANSDIT KONFLIC. This is where fans enter the picture. Because fans were taught to celebrate endurance, to admire idols who never stop, to praise sacrifice as devotion. But BTS quietly challenged that mindset. By showing vulnerability, they asked fans to see effort differently, not as endless output, but as something that needs care to survive. And many fans listened. They didn't turn away. They didn't demand more. They waited. That response matters more than people realize. MENIT 2123, INDUSTRI YANG TRTKAN. Now think about the companies. Global demand is loud. Markets move fast. Opportunities don't wait. Slowing down feels risky. But ignoring burnout is riskier. Because when artists collapse, entire careers pause. Tour cancel. Trust breaks. BTS's world tour showed that success without sustainability eventually forces a stop anyway, whether the industry chooses it or not. MENIT 2325, pause EMOSILAGI. Pause for a moment. Let that sink in. Sit with that for a second. Think about this carefully. This isn't about blaming fans or criticizing ambition. It's about recognizing a limit that can no longer be ignored. MENIT 2527, MAKNA SCBNRNYA DURI, global. Going global was supposed to mean growth, freedom, longevity. But true global success requires balance, systems that adapt, schedules that breathe, artists who are allowed to be human. BTS reached the top and looked back down the ladder. What they saw was a system moving too fast to protect the people climbing it. MENIT 2729, PNUTUPLANGUTAN, EMOSIONAL, and TNANG. BTS's world tour will always be remembered for its scale, but its quiet legacy may be more important. It forced the industry to confront a truth it can't unlearn. That passion alone is not enough. That love from fans is not a substitute for rest. That silence should never be the price of success. The biggest problem K-pop is facing isn't ambition. It's how much pain it still expects artists to carry quietly. And the world is finally watching closely enough to notice.